Hello, this screencast is to help geography students understand how to create the development map and also how to turn that assignment in by finding a shareable link. First, your development geo should have been complete. In this case, we have the teacher copy that was seen in the previous video, development geo screencast number 1. If you have not done screencast number 1, please make sure that you go ahead and complete that before going on to this second screencast. You'll notice over here that after these have been completed, that it says level of development, and it has in colors developed countries being blue, developed being purple, and underdeveloped being red, which I have just highlighted here. You can either highlight the text or highlight the cell to make it easier to complete the map later. So developing countries will be purple, since India has been identified, we can change the color here by clicking text color, as you can see. Or, if you like to, and change the cell instead, we can change it back to black. And right here, you're going to go ahead and right click and go underneath table properties. And here, you're going to change the cell background to the color that you would like. Now that it's purple, it's a little bit easier to identify that India is a developing country. You notice that underdeveloped are red. Once again, you can highlight and change the color here, as you can see. Or, and since I'm going to change it back to black so that it can be viewable later, you can go to table properties by right-clicking on the cell, clicking cell background color, and hitting OK. And lastly, developed countries, are blue. In this case, I'm simply going to go to table properties and identify the blue cell, so it's easier for me to identify that the United States is considered a blue country. The reason why you want these colors is that when you locate these items using Google My Maps, you're going to be dropping a marker, and that marker needs to have an appropriate color as well. To create a Google My Map, you're going to open up to your My Drive, and after clicking My Drive, you're going to click New, and you're going to go over to Google My Maps. Google My Maps is basically a map that allows you to change anything that you want. Since it's already at the United States, what I'm going to go ahead and do is first immediately hit United States. You don't need to since it's already been located, excuse me. And I'm going to drop a marker. And that marker I'm going to drop right on the name. Now, what you can do is you can go ahead and change the color of the marker to be any of the colors, which we will do later. In this case, the blue was appropriate because the United States is considered a developed country. And under a developed country, as we can see down here, we use the color blue. Next, we'll need to identify Ethiopia and identify it as a red underdeveloped country. So on the very top, we're going to go ahead and put Ethiopia. We're going to go ahead and click. After that, same thing, we're going to add a marker. Drop that marker right next to the name. We're going to go ahead and hit save. And in this case, we're going to change that marker to the color red, indicating that it is a underdeveloped country. Lastly, we'll go over to India and notice that's a purple, aka developing country. Put India here, and the same thing will happen. We'll drop a marker in India. And after saving that marker, and you can change it if you'd like to, or you don't need to. It's up to you. We're going to change it to the color purple. So, now that we have done that and we have labeled them properly, we might want to change the title of this map. Title map, we'll call this the development map. Or I might want to call it levels of development map, indicating the different levels of development that we see in the world. Hit save. Like all items, you can go ahead and get a link, or you can get viewing sharing settings. Sometimes it's easier to find those items by going back to your drive. So when you locate your map, in this case here it is, you can add a collaborator right here. This is where you can invite your teacher. Or you can provide a shareable link by clicking, and make sure it's highlighted blue, clicking link, clicking shareable link, clicking on that, and copying that link. Depending on your teacher, they may be accepting that assignment through Google Classroom or perhaps through a turn-in form. So please follow your individual teacher's directions in regarding turning the item in, either by personal invitation, once again, by adding them as a collaborator, or by turning in a shareable link that allows them to view your map with the appropriate markers. So as you can see, only 3 markers were made here with the United States, Ethiopia, and India. You are to complete these for all of them, and this is why this graphical organizer should have already been completed by watching the video screencast number 1. Thank you so much for watching the video, and good luck in your distance learning.